Yeah, right. Well, to answer your question, what have you, I'm gonna tell you, since you're speaking about the racial incident, what have you. We're living in a day or time, what have you, when minorities, we're not minorities, believe it or not, we're actually the majority of this world. Uh, uh, especially with having a black president and what have you and stuff. Like I said, it's resurging. It's giving the vigor of what's going on with this country. You know, saying about the divisiveness and the racist, incidents. People are rationalizing. You know, but when people of color, quote unquote color, speak about racism, they speak about their history, the condition of what's going on. People are tired of it. Well, white folks are tired of it because it's being brought on the table. So when you discuss it, they're gonna flip the script and say it's reverse racism. But I'm gonna make it simple since you asked this question. I'm trying to make it very simple. The vast majority of white Americans have never been in a position to think actively about race and racism. In fact, they had the privilege historically and still to today to be oblivious with the lived experience of people of color. So when those experiences are brought to their attention, either people of color is brought to their attention because people of color either talk about it or some racial incident occurs or some scientific study demonstrates discrimination. So they're usually caught off guard and they're pretty much in la land with this subject, believing that we're in a post-racial place. Unfortunately, this has been going on for a very long time. White folks back in the 50s and 60s or even before that didn't even think that racism was not even really a big deal, worth even focus their attention, that they even thought that blacks even had equal opportunity with white folks back then. So it's difficult for white folks to be speaking about racism. It's to be, it's to be in a bubble of oblivious where they don't have to think about it actively. When you don't think about it and you don't get a lot of practice talking about it, when you don't have enough practice, when you have to, they don't have the language, they don't have the skill. I'm gonna make an analogy for you. It's like having a book club, right? Where people of color and white folks are asked to read a book. And in this case, it's a book of their collective life. People of color have read over 400 pages. White folks have only read the preface. And we're supposed to come together and have a conversation. It's not that easy.